You see the title of the video, and to be honest, when I started making this, my whole mindset was different than it is now because I played Dagger Sports tonight twice, super laggy. You see my record since then and before then. So obviously that looks fishy, right? But at the same time, I'm glad that this turns to a positive at the end. So let me explain from the start. Played Dagger Sports twice. It was the same old laggy games where he got me. When overall, and you can see this on my previous videos, you see as I scroll down even a lot of the games just lately, my overall record's like in the high 30s, low 40s to victories to like 6 or 7, 8 losses to Dagger in total. So when I had these losses, of course, I'd be, curious, like what is going on? Something has to be going on. I see that he's live. I go to his channel tonight. So as I'm going through, I notice that other players are feeling the same way as me. So I knew I wasn't just being a sore loser or crazy. Like other players were feeling this way too. But my biggest thing that irked me is he had showed the victories and said easy wins. And I wanted him to scroll down because if he did in his game history, you would see that I just won a lot. Pretty easily. Many times he didn't even make it to the end of the game. But that was us chirping back and forth. Remember, I said this turns to a positive ending. So that was there, and then I started winning those games, and then I knew I was going to put all these clips together. And even if you go through my previous daily grinds, you can see that I'm just telling the truth. I beat him a vast majority of the time. But with that being said, I started listening to him, and I realized, like, he's not a bad guy. And then I started thinking about it and realized players could easily feel the same about me and come to my channel. I mean, a couple did at the beginning, calling me toxic, saying I'm a rat, this and that. And the honest truth is, I realized not only is Dagger not a bad guy at all, and that I kind of judge who he was from his gameplay, but also, we're all doing what the game provides for us, right? Everybody who plays any sports game is competing to win. That's the bottom line. And that's way more fun than losing. And so when the game presents this stuff to you, if you're a true competitor, you use it. Doesn't mean you won it in the game. You can hear in all my videos, I say I want all this stuff removed. But I utilize it too because that's the only way I'm going to win. Now, the same with this laggy, glitchy nonsense that goes on a lot of times when I play Dagger. Not just him, it's other players. But particularly Dagger, and when he's a home team, I notice it. Whether that's a coincidence or not, I don't know. That's kind of why I really went to his channel to kind of see how he was overall, right? And see if this was happening more than just versus me. And so even if it's that, and he's getting glitchy goals, well, then I had to think, like, what is he going to do? Not tap the ball in when it hits off my goalie instead of my goalie catching it. Not take the ball when it goes right through a defender instead of the defender taking the ball with him. Like, he's just, again, taking what the game's presenting to him. So, and that's the same with all players. And that was a huge lesson for me because not only is it just making yourself angry and frustrated for no reason, which I've always been a competitor, and I've always gotten angry over it. It don't matter if we're flipping coins or playing Monopoly or anything. I'm a competitor. I want to win. So when I lose, I'm definitely going to be a sore loser. There's no doubt. However, you don't have to just immediately go to toxicity and rat and go to like just hating this other player because honestly, after dealing with this Dagger thing tonight, he was nothing like I thought he was going to be, and I realized he was just doing exactly what we're all doing, is competing and doing what we need to win, how the game presents it to us, like what way the game gives us to win, right? So with that being said, I also realized something else, which is many times when you lose and you just fault the other player for being a glitcher or an OP tactic or OP mechanic abuser, whatever, a rat, whatever it is, you miss chances to find weaknesses in your game where you can improve, right? So you play a game, you lose, and you go straight to blaming the other player, and you don't realize, like, you could have defended better, you could have took your chances better, and so that's obviously another negative. Not to mention, if it is a lag game and it's out of your control, well, then there you go. You have your answer. There's no reason to even worry about it. You take the L from the laggy game and you move on. But for me, because I beat him so much, and you're seeing a lot of the highlights here, And I put so much time because I compete. I can't just go out and play like when I was younger. So this is my fix of football now. And I played the game all my life. So when you put time into a game to be the best you can be, and then you feel like you're getting cheated, obviously that's understandable. I understand. I'm still going to feel like that even after tonight. But all I'm saying, right, is that you can't just go to putting all your focus on being mad at your opponent because it's not going to get you anywhere. And I seen from tonight that I'm willing to bet a vast majority of the time when you play someone and you feel like they're a certain way based on them being a rat or whatever you feel like they are, they're really not. They're just doing exactly what you're doing. And you have to realize many players feel the same. All these games where I'm beating him, he was probably just as angry as I was tonight when I felt I shouldn't have lost and I was getting cheated. So at the end of the day, the only reason I still made this is because it did have a positive turn. But the one thing I will say, and I know I feel like now he was just chirping, he had to know, he can't have that bad of a memory. But when he brought up, there's no way you beat me that much, and I was like, I literally have it in my previous videos, and I have a ton of highlights. So I was telling the truth about that, uh, but I just kind of wanted to provide it more as a backdrop to the conversation than anything else, which was different than when I started making this. So with that being said, have a good one. I hope you could take a positive lesson from this.